Rivendell Theater Ensemble is Chicago's award-winning professional theater company, uniquely dedicated to elevating women's lives through the power of theater, and they are celebrating, I cannot believe this, their 30th anniversary this year. And joining us now is our friend of the show, artistic director and founder, Tara Mallen. Tara, welcome back to the show.
Hello, Scott and Ellen.
Hello.
Nice to see you. Nice to have you on with us again, Tara.
It's delightful to be here, and I can't wait to come see your new white tree.
Oh, well, please come on over. It's replacing the old white tree,
Yeah,
which is basically, girl, it is nothing but like it's going to take an eye out. I swear, it's all everything. Yeah, that's why we had to do this. But hey, congratulations, 30 years. What the what?
Yeah. I know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable that I'm that stupid to have attempted to keep this going.
No, you're not stupid. No.
It is definitely a labor of love, let me tell you.
It is.
So take us back 30 years ago. What was the impetus for you to be like, you know what? Chicago needs this.
Yeah, well, so what happened was 33 years ago, my husband Keith, and I tied my futon to the top of my Toyota Corolla and drove out here sight unseen because he thought it would be cool to be in the city where Steppenwolf was. Uh-huh. And so I had my BFA and my off-Broadway credits and my equity card, and Keith had none of those things. And we got here to Chicago, and he got an agent and started working right away. And I just went to audition after audition where people told me I should drop my union card. And so I spent about a year being just angry, being angry. And I was at a work call for American Blues Theater, who had a beautiful space over on Lincoln Avenue. Remember that, Scott?
Yep, sure do. I love that place.
And everyone in the community was showing up to help them paint and put the seats in. And we were at the bar afterwards, and I was, bitching about how there were no opportunities for young women my age with their equity cards. And the artistic directors were like, well, produce something. And I said, well, I'm an actor. I don't know. I'm not a producer. And they were like, well, I'll tell you what. You come run sound on our next show, which was Monsters, Stories from the L, a series of one-act plays from various playwrights about the L train. And then we'll give you the space for a month and you can produce something. And I said, I'm really good on a light board. And they said, well, we need a soundboard up. I almost single-handedly ruined their show. And still gave me the space for a month. Yeah. And where would that happen but Chicago?
Right.
Like, who in their right minds just gives their theater for a month to somebody after they almost ruin their show?
Right. Chicago.
People that believe in you, Tara. They saw what was there. They knew.
They saw what was there, and also I have to say the reason we are here 30 years later is on the shoulders of some greats, of some real greats. American Blues. Famous Door brought us in to do this workshop at the Women at the Door Festival, and that's when we did this play called Wrens about women in World War II that we ended up producing, and that really galvanized us as a community, and we became a company. But then, Martha Lavey always made time for me to sit in her office and ask questions.
Yep.
And there was the Visiting Company Initiative that so many of the smaller companies got to be a part of and learn from, and you would, every time you got to do a show in the garage, you grew exponentially, So, and Sandy Shinner at Victory Gardens, who let us come over there and has remained one of my great mentors. And, so I feel like it is a tribute to my direct community at Rivendell for sure that we just keep plugging away, and my smarts, because I surrounded myself with amazing artists who really care about women's stories. And also, we're here now still because we're part of this incredible theater community where you are encouraged and supported in ways that are very intangible sometimes and very tangible sometimes.
Yeah.
So
It's all
You were
right.
just like that right there is just a love song to like a love letter to Chicago theater community. Yeah. I'm so glad you brought up Martha Lavey, because Martha Lavey was the former artistic director at Steppenwolf. There was not a bigger champion for Chicago theater than Martha Lavey, who was just spoon bending smart. Like she could look at a spoon, bend it with her mind, and she was also just so generous with her time to help nurture younger companies or newer companies into, she was a huge advocate. And I love that, that's a part of the tradition of Rivendell, which, is truly an incredibly talented ensemble of actors and artists and design, like everything.
Directors and writers.
Yeah, and stage managers.
And women and non-binary folks. But everybody's committed to lifting up women's voices, which I think is phenomenal.
Yes.
Yeah.
So over the last 3 decades, how has the culture changed in terms of supporting the mission of Rivendell, which is to uplift women's stories?
Yeah. I think in the early days, it was really focused on providing opportunities for the women in the company. So everything was, our play selections, how we cast things, how we operated was really focused on giving the people in the ensemble opportunities to do things at Rivendell that maybe they wouldn't have the chance to do outside the company. Mm-hmm. And then as we grew and matured, I think what we were offering the audience became more and more important with each passing year. So now I feel like our mission is twofold. One is to provide audiences with new plays. We do all new work. Sometimes it'll be a Chicago premiere, but it's always something you've not seen in Chicago before. And more than often, it's a world premiere. It's something we've either devised and brought from the ground up or working in collaboration with the playwright to share with audiences for the first time. And all of those productions, I hope, really are provocative and encourage audiences long after they leave the theater to have conversations about the themes in the play and how we can lean in and make the world better.
Yeah. Look, art.
How can we can't really affect change if we can't first talk about it, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, art creates empathy, and empathy creates change. And that's exactly at the heart of everything that Rivendell does. And
it offers new perspectives, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think specifically at Rivendell, oftentimes the depictions of women and their lives you see in most mass media or commercial media is very two-dimensional. And I have found, and certainly that's why it's important to me to keep this company going, is that that's less than satisfactory, particularly when more than 60% of the theater-going audience, for example, is comprised of women. Mm-hmm. And so they should have opportunities to see authentic depictions of their lives and challenges, which are universal.
And Tara, the one of the shows that still stays with me for the last couple of years that you were in was Mother House.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it does. That was fantastic.
I just want to eat everything up on that. I think it's so good.
It stays with you.
Yes, and I think of you every time I put together a charcuterie board.
Oh, good. An amazing charcuterie board, too, might I add.
No, that was classic. Yeah, it was fantastic.
But all the shows there are just not and thought provoking. Mm-hmm. So, what do you have in store? I know we've got a benefit, which we're definitely going to be talking about. But what do you got in store for the 30th season?
I want to say too that Mother House, we developed that over 2 years with Tucky, the playwright.
Yeah.
Throughout the pandemic. And then, so by the time we got to the production, we had all been living in that play for such a long time. Mm. And we learned so much about how that time, that gestation, is something again, it's an intangible, but you can't put up a show in 3 weeks the way we lived in that play for 3 years. You know what I mean?
It showed, Is anything, is Tucky have anything that they're working on right now?
Tucky has a new play that she's working on that I'm hoping we're having a chance to workshop later this year. I don't know much about it, except that it's very Tucky and very interesting and not like anything else anyone's ever seen.
I can't wait for it because I love her writing. So that's something really.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Me too.
Good to hear.
And so we have this incredibly ambitious season lined up. Right now, we're in the middle of fresh produce. So I'm on my way, literally walking with my daughter to the theater right now, where we're working with 4 new plays, and 3 of them very nascent that began just as ideas. And we're surrounding those core artists with a team of really gifted theater artists to help get their projects to the next place, whatever that place might be.
Right.
Well, good for you for doing that.
We go into rehearsals for the first show of our main stage season, which is a world premiere play called Pivot by Alex Lubisher that's looking at really the invisibility of Midwestern farmers and how detached we are as an urban community from how our food makes it from farm to fork, and also the challenges that face women trying to carve out a life for themselves within farming communities that are traditionally, male-dominated fields. Like when you think of farmers, you don't necessarily get an image of a woman in her overalls. Doesn't pop into your mind.
Right.
But there are many, many women out there doing this incredible work and also leading the charge of bringing us towards more organic farming and urban farms and making progress in food deserts. So the play is really kind of looking at that through the lens of a very specific family. So super excited about that. That goes up in mid-February. Then in early May, we open our second world premiere of the season, which is a new play by Melissa Ross called Do Something Pretty, that I like to say it's kind of like the girl version of This Is Our Youth. It's really looking at a coming-of-age story of these 2 sisters, one going into high school, one graduating high school and sort of moving into the adult world. And she's really on the precipice of being a child and an adult, in that kind of murky area, and how they're navigating that. And it's looking at consent, this idea of consent post Me Too, and how it's changed and how it hasn't. Super excited about that.
Yeah.
That's going to be my daughter, Catherine Mallen.
Perfect.
Is going to be playing one of the lead roles. Nice. Yeah. And so this is her first time navigating a lead role at Rivendell. So we're super excited to support her with that. And then we have a third world premiere coming up in September called Bonnie's Last Flight, written by the amazing, gifted, and hilarious playwright Eliza Bent. And this play is looking at the airline industry and a woman who is on her last flight. She's a flight attendant and has been a flight attendant her whole career. And she is trying to figure out what her next chapter is going to be and is on the last legs of her final flight. It's going to be very interactive with the audience. I think it's going to be a super exciting project to see at our theater, where you're going to feel like you're boarding a plane, and perhaps you'll feel like you're actually on a flight with us.
I love that.
Devin Tamayo's going to be directing that, and Devin did Scientific Method, The Tasters, Laura and C. So we're really excited about that. And I didn't mention that on Pivot, Hallie Gordon, who's a long time ensemble member and the former artistic director and founder of Steppenwolf for Young Audiences, is coming back from Virginia, where she's the associate artistic director at the Only Theater Center, to direct that. So a really ambitious, awesome season that I think is going to really highlight the members of our ensemble and the wealth of talent that we have at this point, 30 years into our journey, and really give them all opportunities to shine and stretch and do some new things.
Yeah. Well, and if
to
you
support all of it,
to support all of it,
that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Support this incredibly ambitious season of 4 new play workshops and 3 world premiere plays. We have launched a 30th anniversary campaign, fundraising campaign. And so we're doing different events throughout the year that'll culminate in our gala on May 14th. But coming up in 2 weeks is a screening of a film that I had the incredible good fortune to work on with my husband, Keith, and my daughter, Catherine, and written by Kelly O'Sullivan and written and directed by Kelly and her partner, Alex Thompson. And this is a movie called Ghostlight that came out early in 2024 at Sundance, received incredible accolades and critical response, and has a 99 from Rotten Tomatoes. And then we spent literally last year traveling around to film festivals and award ceremonies with that film. So it's a one-night only screening of Ghostlight to benefit Rivendell Theater Ensemble on Tuesday, December 9th. At the Davis Theater in Lincoln Square, and I'm really psyched about that. Tickets for general admission are $50. All proceeds directly benefit Rivendell, and there's some tiers too. If you want to pay $250, you get to come and to a VIP cocktail party with all of the artists before the screening. And if you want to pay $500, you get to come to the cocktail party, see the movie, get your popcorn and your soda, and also get invited to a very sneak peek preview screening of a new film by Kelly and Alex that I'm not allowed to talk about.
Oh, okay.
Very mysterious.
Get you in trouble.
That sounds fun.
As somebody who has seen Ghostlight and was just, I'm like, the entire time I just kept going, I know them, because your family, you are basically like the Barrymores of Chicago theater. Like you're theater royalty. I'm telling you.
I love your husband's work.
Your husband, Keith Kupfer, your daughter, Catherine Mallen Kupfer, and you, Tara Mallen, are so good in this movie. Like,
I know, it's like we're a real family.
It's like you're a real family.
How did that happen?
You pretended real good. No, but this movie is just, if you were looking for something around this holiday season that just kind of wants to give you, like, reaffirming, like, make you give all the fuzzy feels and all the things about how positivity and, like, change is possible. Go see this movie, Ghostlight. It is just a beautiful film. And Tara, your work in this is like, everybody's great. But you really were just chef's kiss for me. So,
well, you said earlier that what I was saying is a love, about the theater community here in Chicago. That it's like a love letter. Well, Ghostlight is a love letter to the Chicago theater community and to the power of theater for everybody, not just for professionals, but for everybody, and how the arts give us a place to put those big feelings we don't have space for in our everyday lives, and what that community can give you, we all know that.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah. Oh, my
Wonderful.
gosh. Listen, Tara Mallen, I could talk to you for about 87 more hours, but unfortunately our time is up, and I want to, everybody out there, look, Rivendell Theater Ensemble, they've been around for 30 years, or celebrating their 30 years, and with an incredible season, 3 world premieres, as you heard. And don't miss the benefit screening of Ghostlight, which Run, Don't Walk. Go check this film out. It's going to be at the Davis Theater on December 9th. For more information on all of the offerings that are going on and how you might be able to help support some live theater here in Chicago, go to rivendelltheater.org, and that's theater with an R-E because they're fancy that way. Tara Mallen, I love you more than my luggage. Thank you so much for joining us today, and congratulations on 30 years.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
And happy Thanksgiving. Big love to the entire, to all the Barrymores. I'm sending out love.
Will do. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for having me on.
Of course. Our pleasure.